Welcome to the mountains, where the odds of you falling off a cliff to your death is almost as probable as whatever this thing is that lives here will eat you. You're not gonna try and spend 100 days here, right? I'm gonna survive 100 days here on hardcore Ark Survival Evolved. Bro, no, not again! Also, I have a Discord now and a second channel, both linked in the description. You should check them both out. Day 1, and with the creation of my new character, I was born, looking like a middle-aged man. I spawned in this weird stone structure area under the green obelisk. It was the only spawning option for the whole map, so I was like,
hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But first, I had to get off the pillar the obelisk was on, so I dove into the water below. I then picked up a stone, harvested some berries and fiber, and then terminated all the dinos in the world for simply just existing. But the real reason I did this was to respawn the new dinos, as I had just made my fishing difficulty level 5, as many of you told me to do. This would make the dino levels in increments of 5 and higher level, and trust me, I was gonna need this. The dino levels on this map are terrible. But after that, I made the basic starting items, like a pickaxe, cloth, hatchet, spears, and a bow and arrow. I then felt the need to establish my dominance against Apache, so I fought it. After taking that innocent soul, I made bolas and 2 more campfires before eliminating another patch. I then started cooking some meat and started to make a trap because I spotted a Carno I wanted to tame. I didn't know what the level was at the time, but if it was like a level 20 or something, I would tame it. But before I try and tame that Carno, first I spotted something way better. NordVPN. You need to stay safe out there in the wilderness that is the internet, just like me in these mountains. Well, NordVPN can do just that and way more, so make sure to go check it out in the link below. Whenever you're on the hunt for the perfect article for your essay, or simply just browsing through a sketchy website, NordVPN can help keep your personal data and devices safe by keeping your data private, blocking suspicious sites, deleting malicious files that may have malware, and they have an automatic kill switch to help you keep safe even when server goes offline. Oh, and did I forget to mention that NordVPN is turning 10 years old in February of 2022, and they are sending gifts to all buyers. With the purchase of a 2-year plan, you receive 1 month free along with a special gift. This gift will contain either 1 month, 1 year, or 2 years of subscription time on top. So why would you not pull the trigger and slay the beast that is online safety? So go check out NordVPN below. But even if that doesn't compel you to check out NordVPN, this will. NordVPN offers a free risk 30-day money-back guarantee. So go buy NordVPN and help support my channel. Keep yourself safe online, and just simply do it by visiting the link on the screen, description, or simply nordvpn.com/Granty. I then finished the day off by building a trap and making a saddle crafter from a mod which I installed that was supposed to make pretty cool looking saddles for dinos. The next day, I was about to tame the Carno when it decided it would rather kill me than help me. So yeah, I ended up just killing the Carno because it was only level 5. But I was able to cook some more food now and made some hide armor and other taming equipment. Since that Carno did not want to be mine, I had to find another dino to force into slavery. After finding some unworthy candidates, I farmed a little bit of metal before eventually getting chased off a cliff by a furry raptor. Well, hey, I was looking for a crystal for a spyglass anyway, and after mining a bit of the crystal, I spent the rest of the night just healing on the ledge, so when I made my way back home, I wouldn't be near death. The next day also started on a good note when I found a dead tech wreck, so I harvested Fur's resources. I then forced a level 10 parasaur to join my secret boy band.
I told you I don't want to join your super secret boy band.
I then tamed the parasaur, named him Stripes, and made the journey back to my base area. At my base, I made some narcotics for a little while, and then I eventually went out to tame a pteranodon, but these pesky little microraptors kept bugging me.
Nice. Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
I spent the rest of the night relaxing on a hilltop where I planned the build because no other dinos could reach me. I started off day 4 with building some unnecessary spike walls on a little rock outcropping where I wanted to build my base. I then crafted and placed some wooden foundations for where I'd start my crafting area. And after getting a little bit of metal smelting in the 2 forges I made, I whistled the PT I tamed up back to my base. I guess I forgot to mention that I knocked one out. Oh well. And for the rest of day 4, I was on the progress train. I made a smithy, then a new metal pickaxe. And after that, I farmed a bunch of metal and then blindly walked around with my parasaur for a little while for no reason. But after that, I did kill some bugs for some chitin for a new PT saddle. Next, it was time to make my pteranodon saddle. But it wouldn't just be any pteranodon saddle, as I was making it in the saddle crafting area. And I had no idea what to expect from these things. Good. That looks...
You like jazz?
What the... I'm able to sting human enemies when I pick them up. So obviously with my new ability to sting picked players, I wanted to test it out. And luckily for me, I had an NPC mod that had characters who were always looking for a fight. Oh, no! The Rex massacred them all. So it seems that I was not meant to torture poor NPCs, but I did find that they had some basic items in a micro-sized chest for me. And after stealing some loot from the deceased NPCs, I flew around on my half B, half PT thing for a while. I found where it looked like a boss was supposed to spawn, so I immediately left and went back to my base. I then did some research on another mod I had installed, which was called the Viking Pack. And after enlightening myself on it, I made the Viking crafting table and saw that you can make a hammer for the small price of 20 metal. But oh boy, was it worth it. Just look at this thing. How could you not like that? But moving on, I was back on my BPT. Yes, that's what I'm calling it now. I found a cave, and no, I did not explore it because it was really cold inside and I left immediately. Day 6 was a simple day. I started by farming some narco berries, then stone with my hammer, which basically acts like a better axe. But after that, I killed Apache and split some meat in my inventory so I could get a lot of spoiled meat faster to make narcotic. And later, I made another version of a PT saddle in the saddle crafter. Gave my PT some cool looking galaxy wings, and when I was mounted on it, I got cold protection, so I wouldn't get cold. I was protected from the cold. I then killed a Tech Rex and farmed more metal to fuel my forges and future metal creation. And I finished the day by getting a Mastercraft Baryonyx saddle that I literally will never use. Next, it was time to battle test my hammer against some pathetic little bugs. It wasn't that good. I then spent some time flying around looking for more pteranodons, and I semi-accomplished my goal when I successfully found, bullet, and knocked out a level 145 PT. But I say semi-successfully because it died to Hyenodon seconds later. No! It ate mine. But I did manage to tame a red and blue 135 male PT at the end of the day. Day 8 and I was feeling adventurous, and I was also in need of taming some dinos. So I made some trank arrows but quickly got distracted by some of the NPCs. Did I make friends with them? No. Did I kill them? Yes. They weren't that hard to take out. Oh. I didn't know they died so easily. And after that, I spent a lot of time flying around and went back to the boss arena to actually see that there was custom bosses you could spawn. But they required so many tributes that I would not be able to gather this all in 100 days. Let alone do other things alongside them like breed dinos to actually fight the boss. Day 9 and I was back on the hunt for a girlfriend. I mean an RG. I'd rather play with dinosaurs than have a girlfriend anyway. But did I spend the whole day looking for an RG, but I didn't find any? Kinda like my luck with girls.
Yeah, boy.
But it's all okay because I found a level 115 griffin that would suffice for another flyer for now. Now it was time to tame the griffin. I returned with gates, placed them, and had the easiest time ever getting it into the trap. Oh no, no! Day 11 started with the taming of my new flying companion. And we all know the best way to get to know your new tame is to murder literally everything within a 1-mile radius with it. After getting done having fun terrorizing the surrounding wildlife, I decided to kidnap one instead. And my prime candidate was an Argentavis. I wanted an RG so I can farm resources quite easier, as it can carry a lot of weight. After looking around for a while, I found a level 85 RG, which isn't the greatest, but as I said, the dino levels on this map are terrible. And of course, I tamed it and made it a saddle from the saddle crafter. Whoa. That looks cool. You always know, if this video hits around 400,000 views, I can get a certain something and my graphics will be insane.
He needs some milk.
Wait a minute.
So, just one more thing. The graphics still won't be amazing for the rest of the video since it is a modded map and it's not optimized very well at all. It's completely terrible. But I promise the graphics will look so much better in the coming videos. And again, thank you guys so much for this. Day 13 and I was on my new PC, but for some reason it didn't remember my character, so I spent the whole day reclaiming my dinos and getting everything situated to have everything I did on day 12. Day 14, not much happened. I was still getting settled and back into the swing of things. But at the end of the day, I found a red and blue level 45 Doad that I tamed to help with making some stone structures, and I was gonna need a lot of them for my upcoming base. The next day I was out early and I knocked out an Enki to help more easily farm metal. I then farmed another RG trap because I thought when I transferred my arc from my old PC to my new one, it didn't remember my RG either. But it turns out my old character and RG were just in a random castle I parked them at a few days prior, so I managed to get all my loot back and my RG. Day 16 and I started off the day flying back and forth from my base picking up my Doad and my Ankleo. And when I finished getting my new dinos back to base, I crafted a Doad saddle and farmed a little bit of stone with it. Why? I don't know, I completely forget. Day 17 and I thought to myself, I should probably start advancing into some more intricate structures with the fabricator. So I crafted some spark powder and cementing paste and then crafted my fabricator. Then made some gas, crafted a generator, and then I realized that for S+ air conditioners, I need an S+ crafting station. And the reason I wanted S+ air conditioners over a normal one is because they're way more effective than the normal air conditioners. So basically, I'll need a lot less for the same price. So obviously, I made a crafting station, and then I had to farm crystal for air conditioners because for whatever reason, these things require crystal to craft. Also, apparently, air conditioners need obsidian.
Wrong.
But actually, I'm farming to make the polymer for the air conditioners, which you can make with obsidian and cementing paste. And because of this, I was still missing some cementing paste while I was spending it to make polymer, so then I spent some time killing scorpions for their chitin to turn into cementing paste. But we all get distracted sometimes, just like me here when I found a cluster grenade in a red drop. Finally, when I got back to base, I made my 2 skinny S+ air conditioners. Yeah, that took way too long. I started off day 19 with a bang, as I was in a huge wyvern trench that just happened to be on this tiny map. And remember when I said this map was really poorly optimized? Well, yeah, combine that with the absurd amount of wyverns in this trench. Crystal wyverns, normal wyverns, and magmasaurs all spawned in here. Seriously, my poor PC thought it was gonna see its last day 2 days after I got it out of the box. Bro. My PC is actually struggling with how many there are. I don't think that's meant to be like that. Oh. No! See you later, losers. Oh my god. I then made my way back to my base and started incubating my new wyvern egg, and then I started to farm some stone with my new Doad. And then my crystal wyvern egg hatched, and you guys know how creative I am with my names.
Cheeto.
And for the rest of the night, I spent it farming metal and stone for my future needs. Day 20 and I was still farming stone and rolling out. I did that for a while until my new crystal wyvern was grown, and I used the same tactic that I did to get to know my griffin, mass murder. But when I wasn't committing horrific crimes, I was exploring the floating islands that weren't too far from my base. The islands looked like they were themed from Genesis 2 and Extinction, as there was everything from an OSD drop to striders. And I had never tamed a strider before because I have never played Genesis 2. So I decided today was the day I would tame a strider. Whoa. While I didn't tame the strider, I stayed on my wyvern, and after doing a bit of leveling, I flew out to the desert to kill some mantises for their organic polymer. And while I was out there, I managed to kill an alpha carno, which took a while, but it supplied me with some nice levels and okay loot. Day 22 started splendidly when I got absolute from a red drop with a ring, but that's fine because I was starting my base today, and with all the stone I've been farming for the stone structures for my base, I was gonna need wooden thatch to help make them. So that's exactly what I did. I had a chainsaw with the polymer I got the previous day and released my inner lumberjack for a little while. And if you haven't figured out what I'm building yet, it is a castle. No, it won't be that epic, I know, and I know I could just live in the one that's already made, like 4 feet from my base, but mine will be way better. So towards the end of the day, I was crafting and placing stone triangle foundations to mark where those tower pillar things would be. The next day started out in the lava biome area, and just like the wyvern trench, the spawns are really weird here. Sometimes you can find up to 20 chomp in the small area that is the lava biome, and there are so many carnivores, so it should be pretty easy to find a high level one, right? But silly me, I thought I could probably take down a boss with some Rexes, especially the Tree Titan boss, which is the only one I have a chance for farming tributes for. So I ended up wanting Rexes for the next few days before I found out I can't really kill anything with Rexes because they're way too weak. But I did end up finding this bigger base than the other ones, but I wasn't getting shot or attacked or anything because I had PvE mode enabled. But I did accomplish one good thing when I knocked out a low-level Bronto that would make berry farming a lot easier and faster. The next day, a problem started to occur. If I was gonna tame dinos way on the other side of the map, how would I get them back to my base? And you guessed it, I'm gonna use creative mode to get them back to my base. Calm down, guys. I meant cryopods. So I collected a few resources from my base and only crafted a few of the obelisks because I was poor. But after that, I used my new cryopods and got my Bronto back to my base and put this crazy looking saddle on it. And after that, I farmed an absurd amount of berries with my new Bronto, and then I spent a long time farming the resources for a chemistry bench to more efficiently make things such as narcotics and gunpowder. And it actually didn't take that long. I had my chemistry bench by the end of the day. I started day 30 by bringing back some wood to my base to keep my 2 forges ablaze. I'm probably gonna need to start making some more soon with the amount of metal that I have in them. And after questioning my forge amount, I made an awesome spyglass to let me see the dino stats of wild dinos by simply looking at them. And after that, I took up my own suggestions.
Huh?
And after adding some more forges to my smelting army, I remembered another mod that I installed that'd make it way easier to tame dinos by upgrading my crossbow to have more damage. The upgrade station mod allows you to upgrade your weapon or armor simply by adding more resources of what was used to craft it. So obviously, I went overboard. And after ascending my crossbow damage to unknown heights, I realized I would probably need chomp to take down a forest titan, so I would need metal gates to trap it. But I didn't even make them, I just went out and looked chomp. But in the morning of day 31, I returned back to my base because I didn't find any chomp worth taming, and I was kind of mad about it, so I killed a poor, helpless NPC. And after taking that innocent life, he's not really innocent, I knew he wanted to kill me deep down, I farmed some berries and then some more stone to continue working on my castle. Also, I hope you guys like the lava biome because that's where I spent half of day 32 looking for dinos. But I didn't find anything good. I returned back to a base, but not mine. I went back to the NPC base and tried biting the wall again. But I didn't have any success, so I just tried communicating with an NPC. Oh yeah, offer a gift? You don't have anything I want. I'm into rare mushrooms at the moment. Thank you. Your reputation. A reputation? I don't care about a reputation. So it appears I got scammed by a primitive Bob looking boy. So you know what I had to do next. Oh, okay. Chad, I killed Chad. Day 33, and I learned something quite interesting. The NPCs can speak in chat. Oh man, that took ages to build. Mark said it. I didn't know this at the time, but what it means is when the bases level up or get stronger, they say that in chat to let you know. So by the end of the 100 days, there should be some pretty strong NPC bases. But never mind that anymore because it's time to actually try and tame some.
Chomp chomp.
So I farmed some fiber, crafted some bear traps, and then farmed some more flint for arrows. And I actually ended up crafting over 500 arrows, but I will probably only need half of this for 2.
Chomp chomp.
Because of my insane crossbow now. And the second half of the day was actually spent looking for a good level, but there wasn't any, so I just spent time killing off the low levels by making them stand in lava to hopefully get some high levels to spawn. Day 34, I was already having a bad day finding no high levels, and a red drop with a ring rubbed it in my face. So I ended up just taking my rage out on some poor NPCs, but these ones had RGs. But day 35, I found one worth taming. Oh yes, let's go. Level 130. Nope, not anymore. It's in the lava. Are you kidding me? Day 36, and I was struggling with more crippling depression than I thought was humanly possible. But it ended up all being okay because I found a level 140.
Chomp chomp.
So I promptly picked up my bear traps from my old trap, made some new gates, and then came back on my griffin because you can shoot it off their back, so I thought I'd be able to safely hover above them.
Chomp chomp.
But you thought I really trapped it on day 36? No, I didn't, because they are mentally slow. But day 37, there was no complaints because I got it successfully in the trap without too much trouble. Oh, please be stuck. You have a mental breakdown if you're not. And I would make one of those cool montages things now where I cut the clip right as I shoot the crossbow like 100 times in a row, but I messed up my audio settings and you can clearly hear me watching a Nettie the Noodle video.
The Noodles had defeated the Alpha Overseer.
But it was really good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But nevertheless, I tamed the
Chomp chomp.
It's mine! And named her Miss Kipling. I hope you all know where that name is from, and if you don't, did you even have a childhood? I returned back to the base in the morning of day 38 and locked the specific saddle I needed for my new tame. Sadly, there isn't a cool saddle I can make for it, only the normal one. And for the third time in this video, I got to know my new tame on a personal level by taking lives. It's honestly becoming one of my favorite pastimes.
What did he say?
But I guess I was a little bit productive when I farmed some stone at the end of the day for my castle walls. Progress was going good on day 39 as well. Now that I had some stone, I made some grapples. Wait. Those don't really relate at all. Well, never mind that. At least with my new grapples, I can now go look for some more.
Chomp chomp.
Man, day 39 was a weird day. But it was fine because I found a level 120 male, so if I tamed it, I could have a breeding pair, which is what I need if I want to have an army of
Chomp chomp.
to kill the tree titan. So I headed back to my base, but I didn't have enough metal to make another trap, so I'd have to wait a little while to try and tame one. Day 40 was kind of just a filler day. As I said, I was waiting on metal to smelt so I could make a trap, so I kind of just flew around. Oh, I did farm some stone. That was pretty cool, I guess. But hey, at the end of the day, I was back out in the lava biome trying to trap it. But this one was kind of slow as well. Nothing was really going on behind his 2 eyes. Day 41, I meant to trap it pretty easily. Yes. Okay, let's not screw this up. Land, please. He's already out. I think I got him, but this time I could do the cool crossbow shooting montage. Day 42, I tamed the
Chomp chomp.
and named him Chomp. I then flew back to my base and Yeah, that's about all I did. I started out day 46 out in the redwoods because that's like the only place on the whole map that has decent metal amounts, and I need a lot more metal for my future army of
Chomp chomp.
saddles. And at the end of the day, I was back out in the desert farming some organic polymer. I was back at my base at the beginning of day 47 crafting more S+ air conditioners with my new polymer I just farmed. The eggs usually take a lot of air conditioners to incubate, but it didn't matter anyway because these two S+ air cons could incubate the egg anyway. I then continued with the baby preparations by making feeding troughs to store and feed my future
Chomp chomp.
babies. And then later on, I spent the rest of the day farming the food, and there just really isn't a way to farm it peacefully. The next day, I had quite a few eggs incubating. Since I had to stay in my base for a while now, I decided I should probably keep working on my castle. So I farmed some more wood and then started crafting stone foundations because my castle looks pretty goofy standing on thatch foundation. And even with my boosted rates, the eggs I'm incubating take a very long time to hatch and raise. So I'm basically gonna become a stay-at-home mom for like the next 30 days. Day 49 was just the same old, same old. Farming, building, caging my old body, and more building.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I
Oh,
run through
oh,
the money.
oh,
The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression. That's all that I wanted. The phone in affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems.
Day 53 was an interesting day because I left the comfort of my base and went exploring. I eventually found myself in a massive desert cave with not much in it, but it had an underwater section. I'm not find. What? Day 54 was also a very similar day to day 53. I found my way into a huge ice cave with nothing much in it but an absurd amount of mana armors. I guess I did find a red drop inside, but it was complete dookie. And before the day ended, I was in another cave that I decided to not go in 40 days before. There's nothing in there interesting either. Kind of a bummer for both. The next day, I was back at the strider I tried to tame before, and it's pretty obvious I don't know what I'm doing with them. Oh! And after that wonderful experience, I was back at my base making more air conditioners to add to my arsenal, and then I began incubating more eggs. And to finish the day off, I went back out to satisfy my thirst for violence. Day 56, I spent the majority of the day still killing things, and the rest of the day was less than interesting as well. So I need to raise a lot more,
Chomp chomp.
and I promise I will never ever do anything like this ever again. It took way too much time. As you guys could probably see in the montage, I started to move my army down to the boss fight arena. And this was a whole 2-day ordeal, even though it's like 50 feet from my base. You wanna know why? Look at this. Look how dumb they are. But at the end of the 2-day ordeal, I guess I did relieve some of my anger on that poor NPC base I raided. Day 73, and I had my army all the way down to the boss fight arena, and I needed to keep them fed like the good dad I was, so I added some feeding troughs for them. And I then went back to my base and farmed some fiber for future saddles I would be crafting later once I had more metal. And after that, I spent the rest of the day 73 through the beginning of day 81 healing my army with my snow owl. You know how long that is? That was so many hours of my life. holding down right click. I should have just tamed a higher level. I questioned my life decisions so many times during that period. But day 81 wasn't all to waste, as I managed to get back up to my base and make another saddle. And after that, I hopped on my RG and picked up my Ankilo and flew out to the redwoods where I needed to farm more metal for more saddles. These things are really expensive. Oh my god! Well, day 82, it took a long time to get back to my base because I was chunky. But I managed to get all my newly farmed metal into my forges, and then I farmed some more wood to keep them ablaze. And then after that, I ended the day by farming more stone because I need to finish my castle. Day 83, I got back with the stone, but I needed more thatch and wood for stone structures. But I managed to farm them pretty easily, and then I crafted some ceilings and I began placing them. And that cycle pretty much continued for the rest of the day because I was basically out of stuff to do other than to finish the castle. Well, day 86, I was not building. Instead, I was tribute gathering. I needed 10 sauropod vertebrae for the boss fight, and there really isn't any way to get them peacefully. I also had some more saddles that I put on my army, but I still needed more.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. You picked the wrong house, fool!
I think these can shoot me. So it's day 88, and I literally just didn't do anything the last 11 days before the fight because there was nothing to do. This map was really boring and I would not recommend it. So I guess here's the part you've all been waiting for.
I am Groot.
Hold that. I mean, the arena's currently occupied. I'm the one occupying it. Where's that dragon coming from? Oh, jump. Oh, what?